Good morning. We will just give a moment to clear the waiting room. Good morning. This is the voting hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Thursday, February 29th, 2024. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the city of Boston's website. While the public is encouraged to attend, no additional testimony will be accepted this morning. We'll begin with the license premise inspection hearing, which occurred on Tuesday, February 27th, 2024. Item number 1, Johnny's on the Side LLC, doing business as West End Johnny's, located at 138 Portland Street. Date of the incident, May 30th, 2023. Patron on patron assault and battery in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
Thank you. This was a patron on patron assault and battery in the bathroom. The testimony on Tuesday was that this was a Celtics playoff game. There was a woman bathroom attendant outside, but not a security guard. Their policy didn't allow the security guard to go into the bathroom. I don't think that there was anything that the licensee could have done to have prevented the fight in the bathroom.
I agree. It would happen quickly. There was no evidence that, it was ongoing, that there was something that they could have intervened before it happened. So I had no violation.
Right, it wasn't foreseeable.
I'd also just like to ask Danny that the licensee submit an updated safety and operations plan, specifically addressing the staffing on a playoff game.
So no violation, board requests an updated security and operations plan with specific planning for playoff games. Other similar events, or just focused on playoff games?
Other similar events.
Noted. Item number 2, Concord Entertainment Inc., doing business as Bill's Bar, the Lansdowne Pub, located at 9 Lansdowne Street. Date of the incident, September 23rd, 2023. Employee on patron assault and battery in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I saw a clear violation after reviewing the video.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the videos as well. There was definitely punches thrown. So
My vote would be for I don't see any recent history at this location. And my vote would be for a first warning.
Sounds good.
Violation with a warning. Item number 3, Park 54 Restaurant Group LLC, doing business as Park 54 Restaurant and Lounge, located at 81 Fairmount Ave in Hyde Park. Date of the incident, September 24th, 2023. Assault and battery, patron on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I didn't believe that this was foreseeable at all.
I agree.
I don't
It
see a
was not.
violation.
no violation, yes.
Yes.
No
I'd
violation.
also like to note on the record that they should have called the police.
Thank you. Do you want that noted anywhere on the docket sheet, or is that just a comment for the record?
Comment for the record is fine.
No violation. Item number 4, Schiaffo Inc., doing business as Carmelina's, located at 307 to 309 Hanover Street. Date of the incident, September 28th, 2023. Indecent assault and battery, employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 22.
Based on the testimony of Mr. DiPaolo, who joined us at the hearing, and of our unlicensed premise unit, I wasn't able to determine whether or not this person was actually a patron, or whether or not anything happened inside. The testimony was that this person was suspended. But I really couldn't get much else as far as a violation here.
Yeah, I second all of that. I don't know I think I would feel even stronger about this if it happened during business hours and the employee interacted or had more opportunity to interact with customers. I mean, I think I just have to say in the way of comment, I don't know, I can't endorse his choice to keep him as an employee under these circumstances. I feel like I have to say that, I don't know, I mean, I don't think I got to the point of a violation,
Mhm.
holding the business accountable for what actually happened. But I have reservations about his reaction to it. I mean, the police report said this was going on for like 10-15 minutes. I don't know, he says he takes his employees' word for it, but his employees definitely doesn't match up with the information we have, and for me, I feel like the police report is more credible in this instance, so. I didn't get to the point of violation, but I'd impress upon that Mr. DePaula, right?
Mhm.
Paula.
To rethink how he sees the situation, because I can't endorse how he's reacted to it. But I don't think we have a violation, somewhat unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, it definitely wasn't foreseeable or preventable, but yeah, policy wise, I don't think we should give. I don't think that we should endorse establishments keeping employees who have allegedly done what he did. So maybe there's some sort of written correspondence to ask him to put in policies that would help prevent this from happening again.
I feel like I would have to say, have to do something if he didn't work in the middle of the night for him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like.
No, I appreciate both of your comments. I take them quite seriously, and I think they're important, and I think it's important to convey this to Mr. DiPaolo. And what Commissioner Saxon is saying is that there should be a written policy for all employees about what they do during their shift, whether or not it's with customers or not customers. So I think we don't have a violation, but I think we have correspondence from the board emphasizing retraining of all staff and submission of some written policies regarding
Employee conduct.
employee conduct.
Yeah,
That's great. So no violation with correspondence from the board, highlighting the importance of retraining of staff and requesting the submission of written policies regarding employee conduct, whether that's an employee handbook or whatever form that might be.
And Danny, when we do get these safety and operation plans, I'd just like to have them read into the record that we've acknowledged on our agenda when we do receive them, so we can track them.
Great, we can do that. Right. Item number 5, High Street Restaurant Group LLC, doing business as Howl at the Moon and Down Ultra Lounge located at 184 High Street. Date of the incident, September 29th, 2023. Intoxicated patron requiring medical assistance in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
Very difficult to prove there was service to an intoxicated person. I wasn't able to find a violation here.
I agree. I don't think there was, much of a case made, but I do want to comment on, I think there was an element of willful ignorance here. If the police come with a violation and you seemingly have no idea what it's all about, duty to cooperate, you can reach out to the police and inquire what's going on here, So that's all I would have to say about that. Maybe correspondence about, once again, my comment over and over is duty to cooperate is not just compliance, it's, actual working together. That's what cooperation is, and that's what our duty is. So I might suggest correspondence about what cooperation means.
I agree.
No violation, correspondence regarding the licensee's duty to cooperate with police, including asking questions to determine.
Yeah,
the purpose of-
when apparently it's unclear what's going on, you can call the police and say what's going on.
Perfect.
Right.
I think there's also an element of like internal investigation. So
Yeah.
so not just getting a hold of the police, but making sure that you affirmatively are asking all of the questions that you should of your employees.
Exactly.
Thank you. Item number 6, Donan Inc. doing business as R2 located at 4 Prince Street. Date of the incident, September 29th, 2023, assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
This was just a very random, horrible fight. I did not see a violation.
I agree.
I agree.
No violation. Item number 7, Street Prince LLC located at 48 Temple Place. Date of the incident, October 20th, 2023, blocked and locked fire exit in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.06A.
I see a violation.
Yes,
I realize they're a new licensed premise, but this is a violation.
I agree.
So my vote would be for a first warning.
I agree.
Violation with a warning. And item number 8, CM Diamond Importers LLC located at 1 to 4 Winter Place. Date of the incident, November 3rd, 2023. Person under 21 in possession of alcohol on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 34A, 34C, and 64 to 64A.
This was an individual who was under 21 using a fake New Jersey license. I see a violation.
I agree.
Yep, I agree.
History a while back.
Yeah,
Few
it's
years.
not current history, so my vote would be for first warning.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Violation with a warning. Moving on to the transactional hearing, which occurred yesterday, Wednesday, February 28th, 2024. Item number 1, TZ Newbury LLC, doing business as TZ Tea Shop Newbury, Beard Papa Newbury, located at 232 Newbury Street, has applied for a common victular license. Manager Peng Jia, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 2, PNH Boss JJ LLC, doing business as Jimmy John's, located at 1 Harborside Drive in East Boston, has applied for a common victular license. This is within Logan Airport Terminal A. Manager Robert Lapointe, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 3, Pitcher's Mound LLC, doing business as Diamond at Fenway, located at 72 Brookline Ave, has petitioned to amend 2 conditions on the above license. 2, and just reading the portions to change for the sake of brevity and clarity. Condition number 2, in-seat service of food and alcoholic beverages, including suites and 2 club-level seating areas of Fenway Park, as follows: the EMC Club and the Home Pavilion Club as shown on the plans filed herewith. Liquor and grandstands to be served in 18 concession stands. And item number 5, condition number 5, portion to be updated. Beer will be served in cups or lightweight aluminum or plastic bottles or aluminum cans, no larger than 25 ounces. Smaller 12-ounce servings and similar containers will also be available.
Thank you, Danny. And now that we've got that language cleared up, I vote to approve.
I do as well.
I agree.
Item number 4, High Street TRS LLC, doing business as High Street Place, located at 100 High Street, has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between High Street TRS LLC, doing business as High Street Place, and Noble Castella LLC.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 5, Stephen T. DeAngelis Inc., doing business as Golden Goose Market, located at 179 Commercial Street, has petitioned to change the corporate name of the licensed business to Golden Goose Markets Inc., and has petitioned for a change of stock interest.
I vote to approve all the changes requested.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 6, Pleasant Inc., doing business as Pleasant Cafe, located at 4511 to 4519 Washington Street in Roslindale, has petitioned for a change of officers directors, for a change of ownership interest, and for a change of stock interest.
I vote to approve the changes that are requested.
I do as well.
I agree.
Item number 7, Broken Records Beer Hall LLC, doing business as Broken Records Beer Hall, located at 81 to 85 Guest Street in Brighton, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed premise to in 1 large room on ground floor with bar and dining, seating capacity of 140 and game areas, restrooms, kitchen, storage, and office in rear, 6,000 square feet total, together with a seasonal April to November outdoor patio on public property, subject to agreement with Public Improvement Commission with a 10 PM closing hour and 16 seats.
I vote to approve the changes that are requested and the permanent patio.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 8, M Cook Inc. doing business as the Boston Sail Loft located at 80 Atlantic Ave has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business to 2 emergency exits leading to alleyway in 1 room, kitchen and exterior deck on the 1st floor, closet area for stock, seasonal outdoor patio April 1st to October 31st on public property of approximately 200 square feet with seating for 18 with a closing hour of 9:30 PM Sunday through Thursday and 10:30 PM Friday, Saturday.
I vote to approve the changes as requested.
I do as well.
Agree.
Item number 9, UMNV 205 to 207 Newbury LLC doing business as Central Perk located at 205 to 207 Newbury Street has petitioned to change the classification of its license to a wine, small beverages and liqueurs license.
I vote to approve the addition of the liqueurs.
I do as well.
Agree.
Item 10, Thailand International Corporation doing business as House of Siam located at 542 Columbus Ave in Roxbury has petitioned to change the classification of its license to a wine, small beverages and liqueurs license.
I vote to approve the addition of liqueurs.
I do as well.
Item 11, TGI Fridays Inc. doing business as TGI Fridays located at 1 Brigham Circle has petitioned to transfer the license to Sugarloaf Hospitality LLC doing business as TGI Fridays at the same location. Melanie Boudreau, manager, 1 AM closing hour, and has also petitioned to update the description of its premise to ground level restaurant of the 1 Brigham Circle building, approximately 6,056 square feet, consisting of 2 rooms with a kitchen, prep, and storage area in the rear and an outdoor patio consisting of 6 tables, seating 30 people, and seasonal from May to September on private property with a closing hour of 9 PM.
I vote to approve the transfer at the same location and the updated description.
I agree.
Agree.
Item number 12, Summer 6 Corporation doing business as Patios located at 33A Union Street has petitioned to transfer the license to CRG License Holdings LLC doing business as Patios at the same location. Ernestine Rathborn, manager, 2 AM closing hour.
This is a transfer to a landlord while they find a new operator. My vote is to approve the transfer and to approve Ms. Rathborn as manager of record.
I vote to approve as well. Should we calendar this at all?
We should. 6 months, is that what we have, Danny?
We can certainly request that they appear for a status update.
For an update, yeah.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, 6 months. That's a
Done for-
that's a time we kind of give people that have already been sitting on it for a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Correct, non-use.
9
typically
months?
triggers 6 months.
9.
we could do 9. That's great. Yeah,
I'm sure we'll hear from. They said we'll hear.
yeah. I just want to be kept informed, and I think
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we want to be kept informed, especially as you know, new places are trying to open. So I like these updates.
I agree.
Great, so it sounds like granted, and the board, should we not hear sooner, the board will request a status update in 9 months, did we say?
Yes.
Item 13, Woods Ale Street Tavern Inc. doing business as Woods Ale Street Tavern located at 658 East 8th Street in South Boston has petitioned to transfer the license to Medico L Tavern Street LLC, doing business as L Street Tavern at the same location. Mark Medico, manager, 1 AM closing hour, and has also petitioned to update the description of the premise to 1,107 square foot premise. Consists of 1 room with a bar running the length of the premises to the left of the entry with 16 seats. Remaining 34 seats are table seating. There is 1 entry and 3 exits. And finally, has petitioned to pledge the license to Woods Ale Street Tavern Inc.
Thanks, Danny. I vote to approve Mr. Medico as manager of record. I believe he's the appropriate character and fitness to serve. I vote to approve the transfer, the update in the description, and the pledge.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 14, Alston Restaurant Group LLC, located at 458 Western Ave in Brighton, has petitioned to transfer the license to La La Land LLC, doing business as Blondies at the same location. Tyrone DeStassi, manager, 2 AM closing hour. Has also petitioned to update the description of premise to 4,456 square feet on 2 floors. on the first floor in one room with bar and table seating for patrons and restrooms in the rear. In the basement and in 2 rooms, bar and table seating for patrons and bathrooms in the front, with kitchen and storage in the rear. And lastly, is petition to pledge the license and inventory to Alston Restaurant Group LLC.
Well, Mr. DeSazio is already an approved manager of record. I vote to approve the transfer, the updated description and the pledge.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 15, Marianne's Saloon LLC, doing business as Marianne's, located at 4 to 8 Franklin Street, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location to Flour and Egg LLC, doing business as SJ's, located at 745 Atlantic Ave. One moment. Sarah Hudson, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour, has also petitioned to change the license type to a Section 12 restaurant, and has petitioned to pledge the license to OPG 745 TRSDE LLC.
I vote to approve Ms. Hudson as manager of record. I believe she has appropriate character and fitness to serve. I also approve the transfer, the change in category and the other changes requested.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 16 and 17, Night Shift Lovejoy LLC, doing business as Night Shift Brewing, located at 1 Lovejoy Wharf. Item 16 has applied for a farmer distillery pouring license to be exercised on the above. And item 17 has applied for a combined 19H wines, malts, and distillery pouring license to be exercised on the above. Michael O'Mara, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour.
I vote to approve the application for the distillery pouring license.
I vote to approve.
Agreed.
Thank you. And Chairman Joyce, the combined pouring permit.
Yes, combined pouring permit. Thank you.
You as well.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 18, Italian Express LLC, doing business as Italian Express, located at 336 Sumner Street in East Boston, has applied for a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. 1 a.m. closing hour inside, 12 a.m. closing hour on a patio. Manager, James Iannuzzi.
Mr. Iannuzzi isn't already approved. Is that correct?
I do not believe so.
Okay, so I vote to approve Mr. Iannuzzi as manager of record. I believe he has the appropriate character and fitness to serve. This is an application for an all alcohol license where there was previously a beer and wine license. And I think we look at these through a heightened level of scrutiny to see that there's a real public need here. The testimony and the follow-up information that the applicant provided was very helpful. I don't believe there was a windfall in his sale of, in the sale of the previous beer and wine license, which he did not have any control over. This was a business decision as COVID was upon us. They are expanding their menu, they're adding bar seats, and it's a family gathering spot in a neighborhood that does not have a lot of family gathering spots. So for all of those reasons, I do find public need.
I second all those reasons. We've already found public need in this neighborhood and haven't been able to issue licenses already, so is it continuing ongoing public need, so that overlaps. There's close by places that have failed to get a license as well too, so it just kind of shows us we need more licenses. But yeah, so that's all I got. I would vote to approve.
I agree with both of you.
So this vote would be pending the availability of one for which they qualify, and the application would stay active for a full year.
Granted, pending the availability of a license for which they qualify. And item number 19, Nilkant 957 Inc., doing business as City Smoke Shop, located at 957 Commonwealth Ave, has applied for a retail package store wines and malt beverages license. Manager, Nilesh Patel. Closing time, 11 p.m.
I vote to approve this license. I believe the manager, the applicant was able to establish public need. I also vote to approve Mr. Patel as manager of record. I just would like to note that if they are going to expand beyond this amount of retail space, they come back to the board.
Yeah, do we have any language we would put on the license about how much space is dedicated?
We generally do. It'll say
This, the application says something about left of the dash line only, but I don't know what that means, sorry.
I think we have a floor plan. If we don't, we'll make sure we do.
There
And
is a floor
actually-
plan on file with the application.
And I think that he should keep a floor plan on site for inspection purposes.
And to your question, Commissioner Curran, the board recently has placed conditions on licenses like this that say any increase in the floor plan dedicated to the sale of alcohol would require approval by the board. So is that a condition the board would like to include on this one as well?
I'd like to propose that, yeah.
I agree.
Thank you. And Chairman Joyce, there was also discussion of condition for kegs, singles, and malt. Is that something you would like
Yes.
explicit on the license?
Especially since he voluntarily agreed to it as a condition.
Great, so granted with two conditions. One is no sale of kegs, no singles, no malt, and a condition that any expansion in the amount of floor space dedicated to the sale of alcohol will require further approval by the board.
Yes.
Non-hearing transactions, the following are applying for a new common victualler license at a previously licensed location. Item number one, Gent Catering LLC, doing business as From Scratch, located at 2 Tremont Street in Brighton. Manager Gentian Economy, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number two, YHF Alston LLC, doing business as Moon and Flower House, located at 110 Brighton Ave in Alston. Manager Zun Huang, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 1 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item three, Mighty Squirrel Fenway LLC, doing business as Mighty Squirrel Brewing Co., located at 1 David Ortiz Drive. Manager Henry Manis, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 1 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item number four, Raphael's Restaurant Inc., doing business as Raphael's Restaurant, located at 487 Washington Street in Dorchester. Manager Raphael Leslie, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item five, Fuel America LLC, doing business as Fuel America, located at 152 Chestnut Hill Ave in Brighton. Manager Paul Albee, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item six, Jiangnan Style Restaurant LLC, doing business as Fu Chun Ju, located at 55 Beach Street. Manager Pengju Li, hours of operation 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And item seven, Crispy Grain LLC, doing business as Pizza Etc., located at 427 Faneuil Street in Brighton. Manager Hikmat Anab, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 1 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Following have applied to make changes to their existing common victualler license. Item one, Air Ventures LLC, doing business as Hudson's Coffee, located at Logan Airport Terminal E in East Boston, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to David Doward.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
Item two, Compass Group USA Inc., doing business as Compass Group USA Inc., located at 54 Seaport Boulevard, has petitioned to change the officers, managers of the licensed business to Daniel Thomas as treasurer, Adrian Meredith as president and CFO, Jennifer McConnell as executive VP and secretary, Kristen Briot as assistant secretary, Richard Rossich as assistant secretary, and Matthew Hoff, general manager.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item three, Swaste Hanover LLC, located at 227 Hanover Street, has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business to Fish Taco.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Following have applied for a new pool, billiard, or bowling alley license at a previously licensed location. Item one, AMF Bowling Centers, Inc., doing business as Jillian's Billiards Club at 145 Ipswich Street, has applied for a new billiards license at a previously licensed location.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item two, AMF Bowling Centers, Inc., doing business as Jillian's Billiards Club, located at 145 Ipswich Street, has also applied for a bowling license at the same location.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
And item number three, FSW LLC, doing business as Clock Tavern, located at 342 West Broadway in South Boston, has applied for a new pool table license at a previously licensed location.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Following have applied for a new lodging house at a previously licensed location. Items 1, 2, and 3. Wagner Hospitality, Inc., doing business at Hotel Boston. These were all previously licensed at 20 Mount Hood Road, 30 Mount Hood Road, and 40 Mount Hood Road in Brighton. Manager of all three, Wagner Quintanilla.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Agree.
And the following have applied for one-day amendments to their existing licenses. Item number 1, BCP Beat TRS LLC, doing business at as Morrissey Hall, located at 135 William T. Morrissey Boulevard in Dorchester. It's applied to extend its existing license to 12 a.m. on March 23rd, 2024 for a Purim hot cocktail party.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 2, the Catered Affair, Inc., doing business as the Catered Affair, located at 700 Boylston Street, has applied to extend its license for a 1:30 a.m. closing time for a wedding on April 20th, 2024.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Agree.
Item 3, Mass Bay Brewing Company, Inc., doing business as Harpoon Brewery, located at 306 Northern Ave, has applied for the Harpoon St. Patrick's Day Festival on March 8th, 2024 from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. and March 9th, 2024 from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Agree.
And item number 4, Daib Cafe, doing business as Anshore Restaurant, located at 291 Roxbury Street in Roxbury, has applied for a month-long series of one-day amendments to include a closing hour of 3 a.m. For their patrons to eat after hours to observe Ramadan. This would be from March 11th to April 11th.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Agree.
The board has before them a list of applications for special one-day alcohol licenses, which have been administratively reviewed by staff and approved by the board. And on old and new business, 4 items for acknowledgement and or vote. Item number 1, the board has received correspondence from 154 Maverick LLC, doing business as 154 Station, located at 154 Maverick Street in East Boston, notifying the board that the current approved operator has closed and that the licensee is seeking a new operator.
Please schedule them for a non-use hearing immediately.
Yep.
They will be scheduled for the next available hearing date. Item number 2, Mighty Squirrel Fenway LLC, doing business as Mighty Squirrel Brewing Company at 1 David Ortiz Drive, has requested to sell alcoholic beverages on Sundays beginning at 10 a.m.
Vote to approve.
I agree.
Agree.
Item number 3, the board had deferred disposition of this violation to allow the board to review additional submitted documents. Intercontinental Hotels Group Resources, Inc., located at 500 Atlantic Ave. Date of the incident was November 12th, 2023. The noticed violation was for hindering or delaying a police investigation of a licensed premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.10 A and B.
The licensee did submit follow-up information, including their internal protocols. I am persuaded that they cooperated as soon as they realized this was a police investigation, or the type of police investigation, so I did not see a violation.
I was kind of torn here. I certainly would see a violation if it was written up as failure to cooperate. The idea that it was written up under our rule in Chapter 138, I think there's serious doubt that that statute is valid. But nevertheless, they were written up for 1.10A as well. So there might be a hook there, but so I did find no violation because of the way it was written up, but also I do want to note that I asked to be briefed on this matter. I mean, if you're bringing up that they had a right not to comply with the request for information based on the 4th Amendment, I don't think it's as clear as he was saying it was, but especially when you're talking about the criminal context versus the civil/administrative context. I think the argument that they advanced really calls into question our entire duty to cooperate. And I think it's, if they're going to advance that argument in the future, they need to be very clear with themselves and with us about, where the line is. Because when I looked at their internal documents, it's talking about cooperation with the local authorities and liaising with them and getting on the same page about what their duties are and aren't. Nothing about they can't provide this type of information without a subpoena or a warrant. And I think in this context, for us, what we have jurisdiction over civilly and administratively, and at them as a licensee, you know, it's the same thing, you know, the licensees don't have they can plead the fifth if they think they're under threat of prosecution, but doesn't mean that we can't take action on their license either. So I just want to say, if it was written up a little differently, I don't think they would have gotten out so easy. And I think that the arguments they're advancing are not as clear as they're saying. And, you know, if they want to bring it to us the next time, that once again, I asked to be briefed, and I kind of had to do this on my own. I'm by no means a constitutional scholar, but you know, I don't think they're as safe as they asserted they were with regards to this fact scenario. And it, you know, the idea that they were, the other thing, I don't think they really even had even on the criminal side, I don't think they were threatened with prosecution at the time. So I don't even know if they had a right to say, oh, we have a Fourth Amendment, you know, right to be safe in our effects here, our documents. So I just think that it needs to be noted that what they're advancing is very dangerous with regard to our entire structure of duty to cooperate, and I don't accept it.
Commissioner
Yeah,
Saxon, any
I
comments?
understand what you're saying, Commissioner Liam. I'm wondering if this kind of matter, because of the ambiguity, whether there is some clarity that we can seek from, I don't know, the Attorney General, the our legal office for the city, or some other that can help.
Yeah, I think we should have some sort of request to our legislative office about the 138, the subject to the crime for not providing the. I think that's clearly not facially valid under Supreme Court case law.
Mhm.
And I think we need to get it out our rules and maybe, you know, talk to the legislature about getting it wiped from the books.
So for this matter, maybe because of the lack of clarity, it kind of skate by. But I don't think that I think there's more work that we should do to make sure that everyone is clear about what the standard is.
I support that.
So it sounds like on this matter, no violation, and we can certainly make a request through intergovernmental relations to review the current statute in the book regarding this matter further for compliance with I guess federal decisions.
Yeah, is there any correspondence we can make with
To this
the
licensee.
Continental about
Cooperation.
if this had been for me, at least for one commissioner, if this had been written up as failure to cooperate, I would have been filing a violation.
No, I actually understand that. I think only because something more serious did not happen that, you know, but I think, you know, it really could have been some pretty dire circumstances for the hotel not to have fully cooperated.
That does remind, so I feel like I've kind of come down on one aspect, so I do want to note that in reading their internal report and the level of care that they had with monitoring the situation themselves, I do want to commend that, because the report indicated that they used their CCTV footage to watch the victim arrive again. They observed her going back to the room. They went right to the room. So I do want to commend the actions of them internally to follow it up, but my preference is to have the police involved in doing that work and not have them take that on themselves. So I want to note that, yeah.
So to follow that up, is there correspondence the board would like sent to this licensee regarding this incident? And if so, how would the correspondence be framed?
I think we should let them know that, you know, we don't find a violation in this situation. Had they been written up for failure to cooperate with the police, this board may have found a violation.
And that their reliance on the Fourth Amendment with this request and it is, might be, it seems to me to be misplaced.
Right.
Especially when they're not under threat of criminal prosecution individually. There's no privilege between a hotelier and the guests. There's no legal privilege there, or constitutional privilege.
That is clear. Anything further to add?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And finally, item number 4, the board had deferred the disposition of this violation as well to allow the board to review additional submitted documents. BHC Corporation General Partner doing business as Club Cafe located at 209 Columbus Ave. Date of the incident was November 4th, 2022. The noticed violation was a 911 call for a staff on patron assault in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
The licensee, has cooperated with every request that we've made of them, including supplemental affidavits and submitting video to the board. I reviewed all of it. I don't see a violation. They fired this rogue employee immediately. So I don't see any violation here.
I agree. I think there were two major issues here that were divided. One is, the foreseeability of this employee doing thing of this nature. And I didn't think we got there at all. Just what was presented here, maybe we don't know the whole story, but based on the information we got. I think the second issue was, when the assault was happening, their response to it. And I found it somewhat lacking, but very close to kind of a 50-50, as you're watching it after the fact and knowing it happened. But I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of someone who's there, kind of watching it happen and maybe how shocked they were. So I'm willing to kind of give them the benefit of the doubt there, but it was very close. The physical reaction of like restraining the attacker was definitely lacking. But did it rise to the level of a violation? I didn't quite get there, but I have to say it was very close. So that's where I was at with that.
Yeah, I would definitely opt for some, for no violation, but maybe some correspondence that talks about like de-escalation or, removing, somehow being able to, intervene, and to prevent further damage. Once the melee had started, once the fight had started, I think there was a little bit more that they could have done.
Yeah, maybe even a comment on training of employees to, ready themselves for not only the possibility of a patron being an attacker, but their coworkers. And if your coworker becomes an attacker, your duty is to step in the same way you would if the patron's the attacker.
That would actually apply to several of the matters that we've talked.
It happens a lot. I think we see it where you have someone that you're working with and all of a sudden they freak out and that person there is kind of frozen because they're not expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it takes them a while to kind of like just even gather what's happening, that this person that they're working alongside is now, basically violating the law and assaulting somebody.
Yeah, that might be a notice that goes out to many.
So something to that effect. I don't know, but that's what I would.
So it sounds like no violation, correspondence from the board, underscoring the importance of de-escalation and training staff to intervene in matters that involve other employees who are the aggressors.
Yep.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Those are all of the matters before the board today that will adjourn this morning's hearing. So thank you all, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.